Let's try this problem. So we need to simplify 3x plus 15 over 3x. Now, I can tell you right now the number one mistake I see with this is that students go, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I've got a 3x in the numerator, a 3x in the denominator. I can just divide them out and my answer is 15 and I'm done and that was super easy, right? Wrong. That is not right. We are not allowed to divide out a 3x, or some people say cancel out a 3x, because it's addition. This is the thing that doesn't allow it, okay? If it were multiplication, you could, but it's addition, so you can't, okay? An example, just a quick example of why you can if you want to see, is like, let's say I had 2 plus 6 over 2, right? So if you were to just kind of say, oh, check your later 2's, my answer is 6, that's not true, because 2 plus 6 over 2, well, 2 plus 6 is 8 over 2, okay, which is 4, all right? So you can always kind of go back to, if you have variables and you aren't sure about something, you can always go back to numbers and say, well, would it work if I use numbers? You know what I mean? Would that give me the same answer? And it wouldn't, so then you know that you're not allowed to do that, okay? So the original problem, I think, was what, 3x plus 15 over 3x? Okay, so if you want to divide things out, so the first thing you could do is you could actually just split it. So let's talk about two methods. So the first thing you could do is you could split it. So you could say, well, I can rewrite this as 3x over 3x plus 15 over 3x. And this is totally legit, so we split it, okay, because you're allowed to do that. You can break it up into the two fractions. It's this over this plus this over this. Then this divides out, becomes 1, okay, 3x over 3x is 1. And then 15 over 3x, well, this will drop to a 5. That's just a 1, so it becomes plus 5 over x. Okay, 1 plus 5 over x. All right, now, depending on what your teacher's looking for, this might be an acceptable answer, so you might be done. Okay, so that was way number 1. Okay, now let's talk about way number 2. What if instead I tried to factor something out, okay? You want to look to your denominator, since it's the less complicated one, to see what you could divide out. You're either going to be able to divide out a 3 or an x, okay? So let's look at our numerator. Can we divide an x out of both? And we can't. Can we divide a 3 out of both? And we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite our numerator as 3 times the quantity x plus 5. And all we did was we divided a 3 out of both. So we can check it by, if we multiply it back in, we say, oh, that's 3x plus 15, and that's what we originally started with, okay? And then it's over 3x. Now, because this is multiplication, we are allowed to divide out or cancel, okay? So you kind of divide out there, and then you are left with x plus 5 over x as your answer, okay? Now, that's the same as this. Okay, these are both the same, because if you were to kind of break this up, it would be x over x plus 5 over x, which would just be 1 plus 5 over x. And if you were to do this and get common denominators, it would be x over x plus 5 over x. So common denominator is x, and numerator is x plus 5. Okay, so as you can see, this is the same as this, and this is the same as this. So really, I mean, your teacher would have to tell you which way they want, or they would have to accept both answers. If I were your teacher, I would accept both answers unless I'm specific and said you need to write it as like a single fraction, or, yeah. I mean, honestly, I can't make an argument for this one way or the other. Both are correct. So there you go.